Okay. The iPad says it's 1 o'clock. We will return to open session and Jennifer, please call the roll of the board.
Present.
Here.
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 Here. Here.
Here. Thank you. Trustee Meek will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance today.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, trustee. The board did meet in closed session earlier today, and we did take some action. In closed session, the board took action regarding item 3A.6 to approve settlement of a claim by A. Gray, Kern County Superior Court case number VCB 24-101-144 in the amount not to exceed $8,000. All trustees voted in the affirmative, and that's the only action report out of closed session. With that, we'll move to public comments. At this time, the public may address the Board of Trustees on any matter within the subject matter's jurisdiction of the board that is not on the agenda. Public may address the Board of Trustees on each of the agenda items as those items are considered. Each speaker will be allowed a maximum of 5 minutes per topic. 20 minutes shall be the maximum time allotment for public speakers on any one subject, regardless of the number of speakers at any one board meeting. At the discretion of the majority of the board, these items may be extended. Each person who addresses the board must first be recognized by the presiding officer. Comments must be addressed to the board as a whole and not to individual members or district employees. The board and staff are not obligated to comment on or respond to or address comments by the public. The opening of the meeting, this meeting names and agenda items were taken for public comment. Are there any additional members of the public who wish to make public comments? Please state your name and the item you wish to address. Seeing none, and we have no one who submitted for public comment, we will move on with our agenda. Item 6A, public hearing. We have a public hearing regarding the joint interest-based bargaining initial proposal between the Kern Community College District and Kern Community College District California School Employees Association, CSEA. At this time, we will open the public hearing. I have 1:02 p.m. Jennifer. And are there any comments on the public hearing? Not, then the board would or the chair would entertain a motion to adopt the joint interest-based bargaining proposal between the Kern Community College District and Kern Community College District California School Employees Association. Is there a motion?
Motion approved.
Second. Jennifer, do we close the hearing before the vote, or do we take the vote in public session? In here, I think we take the vote now. Yeah. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Consider that unanimous. At this time, I will close the public hearing. Item 7 is preliminary seating of the 2024-2025 student board member Cindy Seha. Get it right? Okay. A student at Batesville College. Chancellor Bloomberg, would you please conduct the ceremony?
That's Board President Corkin. Cindy, if you'll join me at the front of the podium. To our Board of Trustees and our audience today, one of my favorite times when you see our student trustees. For those of you who know, I was a former student trustee, and I know firsthand how amazing this experience is. I had the same thought with Cindy. I'm looking forward to the tenure. And Cindy, what I'm going to do is ask you to please raise your right hand and say after me. I, Cindy Seha Miranda, do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Then I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am dependent. Trustee Dale, may I welcome you to the governing board and introduce our new student trustees to the Board of Trustees.
Chancellor, thank you. Item B in the agenda has been moved to occur after reports of the board today. And that was approved by the board prior to going into closed session. Item C, approval of consent items, business services other than construction, and agenda items 10A through 10F, business services construction, agenda items 12A, 12CC, educational services, agenda items 14A, 14C, human resources, agenda items 17A through 17B. Chair would entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second. A motion, second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item D is approval of the minutes, May 1, 2024 regular board meeting. Is there a motion? A motion.
Second.
A second, any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item E is approval of the minutes of May 17, 2024, the special board meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Item F is approval of the minutes of May 30, 2024 special board meeting.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Very good. Item G is correspondence to the Board of Trustees, Chancellor.
Board President Corkins, we are not aware of any correspondence to the Board of Trustees and or communications.
Very good, thank you. Item H is the second reading and approval of the Portable College Modern Police Science Bachelor of Science proposal. You have that in your packets, and is there any discussion or any questions on this item? Hearing none. Need a motion, yes, thank you.
Second.
And a second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item I is second reading and adoption of a resolution by the Kern Community College District Board of Trustees to approve a property easement to Southern California Edison Company for the Portable College Avenue Realignment Project. This would be a roll call vote, but I need a motion and a second to proceed. Second. Second. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. We will move to item 8, which I believe is our work study session on the Kern Community College District proposed tentative budget 2024. Board members, just be aware, I've talked with my Chancellor Giacomini and Finance Chair Meek. This is a tentative budget that we will consider approval today. Final budget will come back before you in September, as is often the status with Sacramento and the legislature. They're not quite done with everything yet, but we wanted to get this in front of you. We think it's close. Mike has done a very due diligence effort with the 3 presidents of the colleges to give us a very workable budget that could likely be the one we see in September. With that, Vice Chancellor Giacomini, you have the floor.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to express a huge sense of gratitude out to the colleges, and particularly the vice presidents of finance and their teams for working with the college constituency groups to ensure that we have a budget that meets the needs of the colleges. as well as the district office and their operations, working with Lisa Couch to ensure that we have what we need to be able to present and to operate for the next fiscal year. As you can see, here we're talking about the state general fund revenues. As you can see, we had a huge increase during the pandemic time frame with all the extra money that was coming in from various funds, particularly the feds and the work that was putting out for the COVID relief funds. As you can see, we've come down now the last couple of years as a lot of that money is disappearing and or disappeared at this point in time. But fundamentally, you can still see that if you take out those couple of years, we still have some growth from where we were pre-pandemic. But unfortunately, we've gotten to a point where we're comfortable spending at the higher limit at the state level. And that's why we're experiencing the challenges we are today. That being said, Kern Community College District does continue to grow in its general fund revenues. This is both general fund, this is both restricted and unrestricted. But as you can see, we continue to grow as we continue to actively go out for restricted programs and grants, being significant growth year over year, as well as our success in the student-centered funding formula and some of the growth initiatives that we've been getting some significant funding for in the prior years. So we continue to have a nice upward trend. We do anticipate that this will probably flatten after this year to some degree, even with our growth, just given the nature of the state's fiscal situation. That being said, we really should be looking at this budget proposal. That Governor Newsom budget is very favorable for the K through 14 environment. It essentially is trying to hold harmless to the best that they can our ability to continue to educate population of the state. And so we're not seeing the significant decreases that some of the other state agencies are being asked to do. That being said, as Trustee Corkins mentioned, we don't have a final signed budget yet, so there always can be some adjustments between now and the end of the month when it has to be signed. And then the following trailer bill language that will come in the following months. But we are seeing a significant gap that the state is dealing with in the tune of about $45 billion that is estimated to be short for this fiscal year based off of the current budget. So that is a deficit that they're trying to overcome, as well as adjust for next year as well. What they're doing in order to close that gap is that they're looking at a lot of spending solutions and utilization of reserves that have built up over the last several years. So they're tapping into a majority of those reserves and the reserves that are in the K through 14 arena that were set aside from Prop 98. And so that is going to cover a significant portion of it, but some of it also is going to be clawbacks from one-time money from prior years from all agencies, not just community colleges, as well as some cost shifts and deferrals. Most likely are going to be the ending solutions. Fortunately, our reserves are in a situation where we should be able to offset any of these challenges for the near future, and plus some of the plans that we'll be putting together in the future as far as how we would look at if we have significant revenue drops. There also is a issue with 2022-23, when the taxpayers were allowed to file taxes into October. When all was said and done, the state came up significantly short of revenues, and that has an impact of $8.8 billion for the K through 14 arena. It has not been addressed as of yet, and there is a couple of ideas that are floating around Sacramento, but nothing has been agreed upon yet. But at some point in time, this will either have an impact on the remaining reserves at the state level and or future revenues for the K through 14 environment, most likely resulting in a not as significant increases in the availability of money in the future. As a reminder, we're coming up to the last year here at 24-25 is going to be the new floor for the funding formula. So all the other districts that have been held harmless thus far, the hold harmless provisions will go away. The new funding floor will be the baseline for which all districts will operate going forward. And if they do not grow off of that floor, they will not get any COLA assigned for that year. So we're not in that situation, but at that point in time, the state's budget won't necessarily be propping up the districts that are shrinking as much as it has in the last several years. There is a COLA that is being assigned at the state level of 1.07%. This is an increase from the January level of 0.76%. We have not included this in our budget as we do not believe that this is going to get fully funded. As there's already a significant deficit factor put on the student center funding formula on the bottom of it that would wipe this out. We anticipate based off of the current rate of revenues coming in at the state level, that this will continue. So budgeting for this would essentially put us in a deficit situation should we move forward in the next year. I hope we are not right there, but most likely that is the way that is the way that we're currently trending. The budget does call for a 0.5% of growth on the student-centered funding formula, and that is for growth across all community colleges. Now, it is spread out amongst only those that are growing. So we have the opportunity to take on a little bit more than that 0.5% growth with our continued growth pattern that we've had. Although I believe that it will be significantly less this upcoming year as more districts have surpassed their pre-pandemic levels and are in growth once again. That being said, not all districts are going to be growing, so we should be able to capture a little bit more. From the state level and at the chancellor's office, again, the major policy decisions are framed around the multi-year roadmap. This is also the roadmap to 2030 as well, the Vision 2030. So we have expects improved student educational outcomes, seeks to advance equity, expects increased intersegmental collaboration, and seeks improved workforce preparedness. So we talked a little bit about our unrestricted funds, but we also have significant amounts of money and support services that are funded through our categorical programs. Here are some of the significant, and by significant, not necessarily the work they do, but by dollar volume of the programs that we have at each of our colleges and what they're going to see in a variation from the prior year. So there's really been no change since the January budget to May. As you can see there, everything looks the same. But what we're looking at is only COLA for increases in those certain categorical programs there. And unfortunately for the Student Equity and Achievement Program and Strong Workforce, two of our largest categorical programs, for the second year in a row, will have not had any COLA assigned to those dollar amounts. That does make it more challenging for our schools as we do fund a lot of our student support positions through there. And so with increases in our health and welfare and pension, as well as salary increases, that does create an environment where we have essentially less money to work with for those programs. There's nothing new proposed for capital outlay coming from the state level. We do have a number of projects that are kind of in the hopper. We're waiting for whether or not the state will move forward with a facilities bond for K through 14. They may include the four-year colleges as well in this upcoming election in November. Should that move forward and get approved by the taxpayers, we do have a couple of projects that we could see get green light in the future. On the student housing, the budget still calls for revenue lease bonds to help facilitate the construction of Bakersfield College's student housing project. We still do have the money from the grant, and that money will still stay with us until this transaction takes place. And we are currently moving forward with that project at Bakersfield College up on the Panorama campus. Deferred maintenance, unfortunately, for the second year in a row, we're not getting any deferred maintenance, and this is monies to help continue to upgrade and revitalize some of the deterioration that we have as our colleges continue to age. And also instructional equipment is also funded typically out of a portion of this funding. So not having that for the second consecutive year will start to begin to have an impact as some of these things go by the wayside. On the one-time funding, there is still in the budget, a significant amount of money put in one-time funding for nursing. This is for expanding of the RN programs, but also potentially with the passage of community colleges being able to offer baccalaureate degrees for the nursing programs. This money would help in growing those as well. But the state is also looking at pulling back some one-time monies that were given in the past that they believe have not been spent or significantly spent in the program that they're currently heavily looking at is the LAPE program, the Learning Aligned Employment Program. And so that's some money that they may take back from prior year allocation of one-time funds. And then my last slide here is because we talk about it because it's a significant expense for the district is our CalSTRS and CalPERS contributions here for our employees. So as you can see, we continue to see increases in CalPERS year over year. It continues to eat more into our budget. However, fortunately, the final number that they're projecting for 24-25 has come down from the January projection, although it is still an increase of 2.9% over the prior year. Unfortunately, it's not at that 5.8% that it was initially thought that it was going to be. And then on the you can see there that CalSTRS is now for the third year in a row remain constant, which does make it a little easier for us to allocate any additional funds to where it's necessary to continue the operations of the colleges in the district. With that, that is the end of my presentation.
Questions or comments from the board?
Actually, I'm sorry, I do have another.
I was gonna say, I thought you had the summary. slide.
I was, yeah, so and then as you can see in there, well, is the summary of the budget. And the categorical and the programmatic areas in which it comes down as far as where the money is being spent versus last year's budget and our and what we're anticipating this year to currently end up. And then we have our reserve analysis here of so you can see here there is a reduction in our reserves. I will say that the three colleges do have presented balanced budgets with some one-time spending to come out of reserves as our reserves levels have gotten to a point where we can afford to do this. So the three colleges have one-time spending plans to help facilitate some of the needs and somewhat to offset some of that lack of the deferred maintenance money that we talked about earlier to ensure that we keep the quality and standards of our colleges up to where they need to be. And then there is a small amount for the district wide, which also facilitates some of the needs for stabilizing the district and some one-time expenses that were approved in last year's budget that were not expended, and so they've already been approved. They're just carrying on to the following year. But as you can see, we'll still anticipate at the end of the year near 130 million, and it's a very good point for us to be. That 130 million represents just over 49% of our unrestricted budget for the year. District-wide expenses at 53.3 million and college level at 72.7 million. On the compliance tests, we continue to do well with funding of majority of our budget being under 80% for salaries and benefits. Once we get above that 80% level, then it becomes very challenging to operate the colleges, just given the nature of all the other expenses that need to happen for us to be able to be successful. And then we have a board policy to be above 20% and for our district-wide reserves, and we're currently anticipating to sit at the end of the year at 21.73%. On the 50% law calculation, this year's budget's coming in at 51.26% currently. And then on the fawn allocation, we're currently projected to be 64.2 over our fawn. However, please keep in mind that the calculation was based off of a number that came out with a significant deficit factor of 10%, which then was reversed 2 months later, but the obligation doesn't change at that point in time. So it's kind of artificially got driven down. And so we're anticipating that we are going to probably be higher than this next year. So we're going to continue with our current path of where we are to be, and also to serve our communities with the needs that we know we currently have. So we'll continue moving forward with this path, and the bond number for this upcoming year will be much more in alignment with what the obligation is. Potential threats and assumptions. The biggest thing that continues to impact everybody is inflation and interest rates. Some news is coming out that those are starting to, inflation is starting to calm down, but is still rising, and interest rates have still remained the same for quite some time. Although there is the potential that there might see a small takedown towards the end of this calendar year. But all this does impact spending, hiring, earnings, and it could have a future negative impact on state revenues, and therefore then the amounts that are available for community colleges.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions of Mike on the budget or general comments?
Up to finance. Committee.
Any other? I think it's significant that the college has stepped up to help balance their budgets with their own reserves, and that's a great use of reserves. And so I think that was a real positive and a real advantage we have in this district with our reserves. So we really appreciate them stepping up to do that. There are no other comments. I'm going to move on. Mike, anything from you? Good? No, sir. Okay. We'll move to business services, item 9, approval other than construction. First thing we've got is the budget. Adoption of the Kern Community College District tentative budget for 24-25 and approval of the California Community College GAN limit calculation setting the district's appropriation limit for fiscal year 2024-25 as required by Article 13B of the Constitution and Chapter 1205 statutes of 1980 as recommended business services report. I have a motion. Second. Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item B, authorization to Chief Financial Officer to enter into services agreement between Kern Community College District and Horton, McNutty, and Saturn LLP to provide audit services for the district. Term is from May 1, 2024 through April 30, 2025. Cost of the district will be $117,450 to be paid from the EO1 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and second. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item C is authorization for the Chief Financial Officer to approve a software agreement between Kern Community College District and SHI International Corporation for the annual Splunk Cloud subscription. Term is from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025. Cost to the district shall not exceed $197,375.97 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted fund. Your motion. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item D is authorization of the Chief Financial Officer to execute a statement of work between the Kern Community College District and SHI International Corporation for Amazon Web Services, Cloud, Billing, Management, and Optimization Services. Term is from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025. Cost to the district shall not exceed $242,462 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item E is authorization for the Chief Financial Officer to approve a software and support agreement between Kern Community College District and SHI International Corporation for Veritas Net Backup. The term is from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2027. Cost of the district shall not exceed $337,368.30 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion? Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item F Authorization for the chief financial officer into agreement between Kern Community College District on behalf of Porterville College and Caption Consulting Inc. for ASL interpreting services. Terms from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025. Cost to the district is not to exceed $140,000. Be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item G is authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into an agreement for the purchase of vacant land between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Saracosa Community College and Charles Eaton for the purchase of vacant land that consists of 6.82 acres located at West Tehachapi Boulevard, Tehachapi, California, 93561. Parcel number 415-130-42 and 43. Close of escrow is to occur no later than August 30, 2024. Cost to the district is not to exceed $750,000 to be paid from CC 102 local capital outlay funds. Is there a motion?
Make that motion.
Second.
A motion and second. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item H. Authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a purchase agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Saracosa Community College and Farber Specialty Vehicles for the design and fabrication of a custom outreach and enrollment vehicle. Cost of the district is $328,852 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Yes.
Is there any feasibility stuff?
This is Mike.
Actually, this is part of an investment plan that was brought to the board about 2 years ago. Unfortunately, because of some of the challenges that we've had with acquiring the vehicle and getting the right person to be able to design and fabricate, it's taken this long to get to this point. But any further questions on what it's designed and used for can be answered by President Hancock.
Has there been a feasibility study done on this? I mean, it's like you'd have to sign up a lot of students. 320.
Now, not an official feasibility study. However, there are articles out there that demonstrate that you need to take services to the students, especially in an 18,000 square mile service area. And so for us to reach a lot of the students in those smaller rural communities where we don't have an actual campus, to have a vehicle in which we can take financial aid, other students, registration, we can do outreach events and be present in these smaller communities, go to the high schools like we've talked earlier with regard to dual enrollment. So we believe there's a significant return on investment based both on research that's out there on the need to take these services to our students where they are and based on our own observations, given our it is expensive, but this is also an investment. And you have to realize that we have some of the highest points in California and some of the lower points in California, hot, the climate, the roads, so we need something that's going to last and actually serve the purpose. And so this is, so we had to invest in actual construction that will last. And not something that, you can take and modify a camper and things like that, but this is actually professionally done. I forget the term of the back half of this vehicle that they're building to customize to actually be able to serve the purpose, multiple purposes by various departments. Does that help answer?
What is the lifespan on?
Yeah, I don't know if Chad or anyone has an actual lifespan from the organization. Chad's my vice president, Chad Howe. Dr. Howe, do you have any information on the lifespan?
Yes. The projected lifespan is 15 to 25 years right now. It depends upon usage, weather, all that kind of stuff, the nature of fabricating it. And in the proposal that's there in the packet, there's a large line item for the fabrication. I have had myself and our team on the phone with them many, many times for them to explain to us what's involved. And as Dr. Hancock shared, building out the back end so that it can be a mobile office, mobile enrollment, mobile counseling unit that we can have lots of students walk through, come into, be able to make sure that there's even ADA accessibility. Those are all things that cost, unfortunately. So that's what fits into the fabrication and the lifespan. We expect we definitely will get that 15 to 20 years out of this, and that's driving from Tehachapi all the way up to Mammoth with it.
I know you guys have a large area and that's certainly a big thing to but estimating cost actually gonna be issue. Taking into consideration how many-
We believe that it will
Yes.
lead, that it'll a return on investment for that.
Trustee Carter, over the lifespan of this vehicle, we'd only need to attract an additional 51 students for it to pay for itself.
And but that's the entire FTE.
Correct. Full-time equivalent student.
And yes,
Well, yes, I mean, the full-time yes, the amount of money we get from apportionment does cover more than just this vehicle. There are other expenses, correct, but when we already have the people that are involved, and we're already covering all the other expenses, so you look at it from an incremental perspective. Over the lifespan of this vehicle, we'd only have to bring in 51 full-time equivalent students over the 15 to 20 years to pay for this vehicle.
Units are really expensive.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's really. And I've seen these units, from when they're built out, I mean, it's like you're walking into an entire office and you've got everything right at your fingertips. I see it as, I think they're gonna practice a lot more, and then if you take it to these communities and with sitting there.
that's what we want.
I like that.
Those
a heck of a
students
show.
get
It'll be a good marketing tool as well.
Probably have to have a DOT driver and so forth. This can be a good size unit.
You know, that's part of what came into the design, is that we were taking into account, we need all of our people to be able to drive it. So it actually starts on a fairly compact frame. It's a four-wheel drive frame that it's on, but we specifically didn't want to go so big that we needed
So
extra
this isn't
licenses.
like a 5-ton or 4-ton unit?
No, it's
Holy
actually,
cow. I gotta see a picture of this thing. You gotta.
we have some,
I can't get away with
we
that.
have some
Bike
visual
company.
renderings from the initial design
Well,
process,
we
actually, that we're
expect you
gonna.
to Drive it over here.
Yeah,
Yes,
bring it
ma'am.
on down. Let Kyle take a look at
I
it.
can do that, or maybe I'll have Vice President Ostash do it. It's in her division.
Darn careful who drive it.
I-
Yes, ma'am.
What they're doing.
I just want to see that $13,000 60-inch LCD screen. That's gotta be something.
That we anticipate this unit will be something that is both attractive, but also highly useful for us to be able to go to our remote communities and bring the college to them.
When do you think it'll be operational?
They gave us a lead time of, it was 12 to 18 months.
Very good.
Thank you.
For the input. Any other questions? Trustees, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Again, for authorization on item H. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Trustee Carter, thank you for the comments. That was interesting. Item 9I, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a purchase agreement between Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Air Gas USA LLC for the purchase of multi-process multimatic welding machines for the welding program. Cost to the district is $174,159.01. Be paid from RP 613 restricted program funds. Is there a motion?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next one is a resolution, so there'll be a roll call vote. This is adoption of a resolution and authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a grant agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and the state of California, California Energy Commission for CalShape Plumbing Program. Term is for 24 months following the execution of the grant. The amount payable to the district is $336,155 to be deposited into GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion? Have a motion and a second. Jennifer, roll call, please.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passes. Item K, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a service agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and TK Elevator Corporation for all Bakersfield College campus sites. The term is from June 14, 2024 through June 15, 2027. Cost of the district is not to exceed $222,347.90 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second, any discussion? How many elevators have you got? I bet you don't know. If you did, I'd be surprised.
Unlike the rodeo, I would say too many.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Very good. Motion passes. We'll move to 9L, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a service agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Bakersfield Building Maintenance Company for all Bakersfield College campus locations as required. Term is from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2027. The cost to the district is not to exceed $2,400,000 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Yeah, go ahead.
Are we moving away from internal employees on this? Didn't we have our own Jan?
This isn't moving away from internal employees. This is for new locations and new buildings that we have contracted out the services for any additional spaces that we brought on. Southwest Center would be a prime example. When Arvin comes online later this year, that will be outsourced through this company. The Delano Learning Resource Center that just got finished would be included. The Science and Engineering Building that just got completed, that would be one an example of another item.
Anything else? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. 9M, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a sales order agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Hobson's Inc. to provide onboarding and consulting of Starfish Enterprise Success Platform Scale and Succeed. Term is July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2027. The cost to the district is not to exceed $595,877 to be paid from RP 384 Restricted Fund Program Fund. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item N, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a master agreement for instructional services between the Kern Community College District and West Side Energy Services Training and Education Center. The term is from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025. Cost to the district is estimated to range between $411,822 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion is second. It's quite a range, 411 to 822. Mike, can you explain the range?
We really cannot actively predict exactly where West Tech is going to have their enrollments. It is always felt between the range, and that's why we use that range.
Okay. Any other comments? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, good. Item O, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a district participation agreement between the Kern Community College District and Coast Community College District for the Common Cloud Data Platform Demonstration Project. The term of the agreement is from June 13, 2024 through June 30, 2026. The amount to be paid to the district is $972,271 to be deposited into GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Item 10 was consent. We'll move to item 11, business services approval, construction items. Item A, approval of the Portable College Facilities Master Plan. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
A motion? And a second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item B is approval of the Saracosa Community College Facilities Master Plan. A motion,
Second.
a second. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item C is authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Portable College and Gone Lead for the Portable College SMSR 2021-2022 exterior lighting safety retrofit project. Terms from June 12, 2024 through September 13, 2024. The cost to the district is not to exceed $238,636.31 to be paid from CD 100 State Scheduled Maintenance Fund. Authorization for the chief financial to execute a work authorization between the Kern Community College on Batesville College and ATK architects for the Batesville College soccer fields project. The term is per the master agreement. The cost to the district is not to exceed $662,500 to be paid from MJ 100 local capital outlay funds.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion? Need a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item D, authorization for the chancellor to submit the 2026-2030 5-year construction plan, a final project proposal for the PC Career Technology Building and the final project proposal for the BC Fine Art renovation and replacement for the Kern Community College District. Projected cost for the projects is $425,903,313, of which $122,197,045 is projected to be paid from the state capital outlay funds, and $303,706,268 is projected to be paid from local capital outlay funds. Their motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
Just have a comment. I worked on the first plan to do this in the early 2000s. So I am really pleased to see that this is happening for the fine arts.
Any other comments? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item E is authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and James E. Thompson, Inc., DBA JTS Construction for the Bakersfield College Industrial Tech Electrical Lab Remodel Project. Term is from June 14, 2024 through August 16, 2024. The cost to the district is not to exceed $712,700 to be paid from RP 613 restricted fund. Is there a motion?
Second.
And a second. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item F, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and TK Elevator Corporation for the Bakersfield College Agricultural Building Elevators Project. Term is from June 14, 2024 through September 30, 2025. Cost to the district is not to exceed $372,467 to be paid from MJ 100 local capital outlay fund. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Item G is authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a purchase agreement.
Now,
Which one am I on?
We're one off. We're actually on.
I'm going from my schedule.
Off like.
let's do a four on letter.
Okay, I've just got the wrong letter down. So
Correct.
last one is H, right? So this is H.
Yes.
Okay, this is item H, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a purchase agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of the Bakersfield College Sierra School Equipment Company for the Bakersfield College Southwest Campus third floor furniture project. The cost to the district is not to exceed $374,667.99 to be paid from GU 001 unrestricted funds. Is there a motion?
Second.
Any discussion on the motion?
We're finally.
For, top floor. I don't know.
Yes, so we have been utilizing a small portion of the third floor for classes. We've been letting the rest of it sit idle and not paying the full amount of the rent on it until we 100% feel like we needed it. We have been leasing out a small portion to the chancellor's office and still are doing that. We're at the point where we believe we need to utilize their third floor for educational purposes. And so now we're actively going for the furniture. And as soon as we get a timeline when the furniture is in, then I'll work on activating the full amount of the lease that is currently in place with the Bynums to take over the full third floor. But the one office that is currently being used by the chancellor's office still is going to be being utilized that way. Not yet.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll move to item 13, educational services for approval. Item A, approval of the attached curriculum reports of courses, programs, and certificates and new community service education course offerings as part of the district's curriculum for Bakersfield College, Saracosa Community College, and Porterville College. Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item B, authorization with the chief financial officer to accept an equipment donation to the Kern Community College on behalf of Bakersfield College from Bakersfield Memorial Hospital of 5 Phillips B60 ventilators. Serial numbers 100256575, 100256637, 100256780, 100265828, 100293506. Estimated trade-in value of $500 per item. Is there a motion to approve? A second, no second. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item C, approval of out-of-state travel for Bakersfield College students to participate in the HACU 38th Annual Conference championing Hispanic higher education success taking place in Aurora, Colorado from October 31, 2024 through November 4th, 2024. Cost is estimated to be $15,286.28 to be paid from RP 268 and RP 384 restricted program funds. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second, any discussion?
Matching.
Find matches.
No, I believe this comes entirely from the grants funding these programs. There's no cost to the college.
I just know in the past would be. They would raise. Portion of match of it.
No, this is coming entirely from restricted funding from the grant.
It's under restricted funding, then there's no match to it. It's been allocated. Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item D, approval of out-of-state travel for 5 Bakersfield College STEM students to attend the 2024 Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities Conference Adelante Leadership Institute in Aurora, Colorado, October 31, 2024 through November 4, 2024. Cost of the district is not to exceed $22,000 to be paid from the RP 335 restricted program fund. Is there, I have a motion?
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item E is approval of out-of-state travel for Saracosa Community College faculty to travel to the World Conference on Education and Training, WCET 2024, during the July 2024 through July 2024 in Singapore, Singapore. The cost to the district is not to exceed $8,000 to be paid from RP 613 restricted fund with prior approval granted from the state project monitor. Is there a motion? A motion. Have a second. Any discussion? Sure.
Did we get it?
Out to President Saracosa.
I think one being on the national stage, representing Saracosa Community College is one of the primary benefits. And then, of course, the information they'll gain from participating in this conference. It is in Singapore. However, you look at the amount, it's $8,000. That does not represent the full cost of that travel. Part of the cost of that travel is being picked up by the organization since they were invited to represent there and speak.
So I say 8,000 to Singapore was cheap.
Yeah, yeah. So we're paying for part of it out of restricted.
So they were
CCD
going
funding.
by steamer.
But, just like most conferences, there's benefit to them going to this teaching and training conference. But they were invited, so part of the cost is being covered.
Yeah, it looked like he was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, any other comments?
It's exciting.
It'll be a good experience. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item F, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute an agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Porterville College and Santa Clarita Community College District for the Innovation Effectiveness Grant Agreement. The term of the agreement is from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025. The amount payable to the district, $200,000 to be deposited into a new restricted program fund. Is there a motion?
Second.
A motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item G, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a subaward agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Saracosa Community College and Yosemite Community College District, Columbia College for implementation of the Sierra Regional K-16 Educational Collaboratives Grant. The term is from November 1, 2023 through June 20, 2026. The amount payable to the district is $571,000 to be deposited into a new restricted grant fund. Is there a motion? Second. Good. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item H, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a grant agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and California Community Colleges Board of Governors for the Rising Scholars Network Juvenile Justice 2024-2029 grant. The term of the agreement is from January 1, 2024 through February 28, 2029. The amount payable to the district is $1,545,454 to be deposited into RPO 41 Restricted Program Fund. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second. The motion is second. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item I, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute an agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of California Compliance School and the California Department of Toxic Substances Control to develop several asynchronous online hazardous waste trainings. The term of the agreement is 3 years from the final execution of the agreement. The amount payable to the district is $336,920 to be deposited into a CE 035 contract educational fund. Is there a motion to approve? Second. And any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Item 14 was consent. We'll move to item 15, workforce and economic development. 15A, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute an agreement between the Kern Community College District and Department of Energy Office of the Manufacturing and Energy Supply Chains for Industrial Assessment Center Program at trade schools, community colleges, and union training programs and building training assessment centers programs agreements DE-M700000047. The term of the agreement is from April 1, 2024 through March 31, 2027. The amount payable to the district is $1,469,901 to be deposited into a new restricted program fund. Is there a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second.
The motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item B is authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a memorandum of understanding between the Kern Community College District on behalf of the California Renewable Energy Laboratory and Regents in the University of California Riverside to design an integrated data interface through a collaborative student research project with UCR faculty and graduate students. Term of the agreements from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025. The cost to the district is not to exceed $150,000 to be paid from RP 040 restricted program funds. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item C, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute a memorandum of understanding between the Kern Community College District and Portable Unified School District to a portable adult school. The term of the agreement is from July 1, 2023 to June 30, 2025. Cost to the district is not to exceed $141,724 to be paid from RP 045 restricted program fund. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Or second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 16, human resources approval. Proposed approval of the 2024-2027 Kern Community College District Equal Opportunity and Staff Diversity Plan. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item B, approval is recommended for the employment contract between Portable College interim president. Contract will be effective June 1, 2024 to June 2025. Have a motion? Second? Any discussion? I need to read the rest of it. So the board will consider approval of this contract of employment for interim president of Portable College. Contract provides for employment from June 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025, unless terminated sooner at an annual salary rate of $240,000 with health and welfare benefits on the same terms as provided to other district management employees and 1 day of sick leave and 2 days of paid vacation leave accrued per month. I'm going to ask for the motion again and the second again with all that. Thank you. Second, so I have a motion second again. Any discussion on the 1-year contract for Portable College? Interim. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Yeah. Item 18 is committee ad hoc committee reports, board finance and audit committee trustee meet.
Yes, the board finance and audit committee met on June. I got an update on the budget. One time.
Any questions or comments from the board? Very good. We'll move to item 19, reports. Facility report links are on your electronic board docs. Any questions there? Item B, faculty reports. See none. C, classified reports. See none. Management Association reports.
Good afternoon. My name is Bonita Steele. I'm the president of the Kern Community College District Management Association, and I'm pleased to present our June report to the board. We held our 3rd annual symposium at the Bakersfield College facility. We had 136 who attended, the most we've ever had in our 3-year history. We received a lot of really positive comments for the structure and the presentation by Chancellor Bloomberg and by many of those that are in this room today from our senior leadership. And I want to say a personal thank you to all of you that did that. We are going to be conducting some additional work over this next year. We're looking forward to doing that. I'm not going to get into that too much. And of course, you have my report today, and I'm not going to go ahead and read that to you, but I do want to do a special thank you to the 23-24 Management Association Executive Board members. They worked very hard this past year and really got some major work done. And at this time, I would like to, first of all, before I get to that, I'd like to just do a warm welcome and congratulations to Cindy Seha, the student trustee. Welcome. And at this time, I'd like to go ahead and announce the 24-25 board. For those of you who don't know, half of our board rotates in and out, stands for election every other year. So the coming year will be headed up by our newly elected incoming president, Chad Hauk. The secretary will be Leo Ocampo, who's continuing to serve in that role. The treasurer will continue to be Susan Hubble. And we had quite a race for the BC representative, but Kalina Hill was the member who won out. Kim Blackwell will be continuing for Saracoso, and Nick Griffith will be continuing for Porterville. And I'm looking forward to stepping back into representative role for the district office. At the symposium, we recognized a number of different managers for their work, including Kristen Raby, Denise McCauley, and Courtney Carter, who was noted as a up-and-coming manager. And we really wanted, one of the purposes of the association is to really celebrate the work that gets done every day across our entire district to serve students, to serve administrators, to serve faculty, and really get the job done. But there's one more person I want to recognize today, and that's Reagan Dozier, Title V Program Director from Porterville College. She has just been an amazing leader. She's done initiated a number of projects at Porterville College, including the creation of a new makerspace, establishment of paid student internships. She's been supporting student presenters who went to DC on the Eisenhower Transportation Research Conference. And she's implemented a robust team of academic peer mentors that really serve our Porterville students. And with that, I have just a couple more comments to make. This is my last report to the board, and it has just been an honor and a pleasure to serve in this role for the last 2 years. And I'm looking forward to seeing what additional wonderful things the association can do in the next 2 years. Thank you so much.
Thank you. College reports.
President Corkins, Chancellor Bloomberg, trustees, you have my report. I did just want to highlight another record-breaking year with the number of awards given out at our May 10th graduation. And thank you, Chancellor Bloomberg, for being there. It was a standing room only event again. So still riding on the excitement of that. Also, we had 63 students that earned either a certificate or a degree before graduating high school. And that breaks out to 26 certificates. A lot of those were in Tehachapi, where they aren't iCloud certification. And then we have the 37 students that walked and received their associate degree before graduating their high schools. Amazing work. So just wanted to highlight that. So thank you. That concludes my report.
Good afternoon, trustees, Chancellor. You have my report, and as well, the highlight of the season is obviously graduation. I was thrilled and humbled to be able to stand before our graduating class with several of you trustees, as well as Chancellor Bloomberg, and shake the hands of half of the 1,654 students who walked across the stage as my face went into spasms about partway through. Also had the joy of attending Delano for a commencement ceremony along with Trustee Agbalog, and then seeing the work of early college at McFarland this year. Being able to participate in that was very exciting. And so it is the season to be reminded of why we do what we do. So thank you all for your support in our efforts.
Good afternoon, President Corkins, Chancellor Bloomberg, and trustees. I'm honored to be here today before you as the interim president of Portable College. The culminating event of all the work that we do all year is commencement. This takes a village. This takes every constituent group working hard and working with students day in, day out. That's the work that we do for students to succeed. So the culminating event with commencement was a huge success. 350 students attended commencement ceremony. To date, 669 degrees and certificates have been awarded for this academic year. 136 PTK graduates to date, with 19 nursing and 19 psych tech graduates. We are now admitting 20 students in the nursing program and 30 in psych tech. Starting this year, we're happy to announce we'll be graduating 2 cohorts in the RN program, as well as 2 cohorts in the psych tech program. We finished strong with spring enrollment being high. We are also starting our summer session this week. There are a couple of later sessions that we're focusing on building enrollment. There are facility projects going underway with our road realignment, fine arts, career and transfer center building, the gym floor replacement, as well as HVAC upgrades. Through participation and feedback and collegial discussion, we have approved our facilities master plan. And with that, I would like to end with a student story because that's the work that we do. I'd like to highlight an EOPNS student who recently received a high achievement award. That EOPS student, her name is Olandra Molina. Olandra will earn an Associate of Science for Transfer degree in Administration of Justice. She has a GPA of 3.68. She joined the EOPNS program as a freshman. She will complete her degree in 2 years and plans to transfer at Fresno State. Olandra serves as a PC writing mentor to support her family financially and to cover her college expenses. Her parents are from Mexico and they work in farm labor. Olandra is one of 5 siblings and will be the first to graduate college. She has faced numerous challenges and that she has overcome. She has a beautiful personality and always has a smile on her face. And again, these are the students that we serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Chancellor.
Board President Corkins, trustees, you have the chancellor's report in your materials. I have one addition to that report. I'm very pleased to introduce at the back of the room, my wife, Lynette Bloomberg, who is now here with me in California. And so I just want to say definitely to my better half, thank you for being here. As a fellow educator, her passion for helping students is unparalleled, and I'm pleased that she's here. Board President Corkins, that concludes my report.
Jennifer, how are we on time? We're ahead of schedule, I think, right? They are all here, and we will move that. Trustees, instead of the board trustee reports and inquiries, we were going to skip that item and move right to recognition of Deputy Chancellor. However, since we have a new student trustee, I'll give you the opportunity to say something if you'd like to in the meeting.
Oh, here or
If you're unprepared, you know he's right there.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me? Okay. I just want to thank everyone. I think that this is a really big journey for me, especially as this is just my second year as a STEM student. There's a lot of things that I want to do. And my past year as president of the BCSGA, the student government at Bakersfield College, as well as re-elected this year again, and the KCCD's trustee, as well as being in electrical engineering. I'm just juggling a lot of things, but I'm really excited, and I'm trying to encourage some students to join SGA and learn more about the committees that we have going on in campus, such as the new law that is affecting a lot of our STEM students with not being able to provide pre-calculus to students that are coming into STEM, which is something that not a lot of STEM students are aware of, but most of the students in student government are aware of that, but they are not STEM. So yes, I do want to bring more STEM students into there. I also want to bring a lot of attention to the communication between SGAs of Porterville and Saracoso. I'm very close to Victor, which is I think the new the president for their SGA, and with I forgot, with the new president at Porterville as well. So I'm really excited to create those connections. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, I'm going to turn it to Chancellor Bloomberg for recognition of Dr. Zav Databoy, Chancellor.
Trustee Corkins, thank you. At this time, we will recognize Deputy Chancellor Dr. Zav Databoy for 12 outstanding years of dedication and service to Bakersfield College and the Kern Community College District. We have a formal program of speakers, but I would be remiss. I want to recognize a very special guest that we have with us today in the audience. I'm really pleased and privileged to recognize the Chancellor of the the California Community College System and the former Chancellor of the Kern Community College System, Dr. Sonia Christen. Dr. Christian, on behalf of the district and Zav, I want to thank you for being with us today as we recognize Dr. Databoy for his accomplishments. Now, I'd like to invite to the podium first a great friend to the Kern Community College District, the Honorable Senator Emeritus, Dr. Gene Fuller.
I see you knew I was coming. You provided me with a step. Thank you. Well, this is a very special moment for me. All of you on this board have provided wonderful, wonderful service, and I've been so charmed and lucky to have gotten to know all of you, and I appreciate it. But for this moment, I'm going to introduce myself as Jean Fuller, AKA Jeannie Gunther, a Bakersfield College alumni. And one of the things I learned at Bakersfield College was that valuable lessons can be learned through celebrating life's significant milestones. And today I am greatly honored to spend a few minutes with all of you to celebrate, recognize, and absorb the contributions to our community of our special Deputy Chancellor, Zav Databoy. First, I would like to say that Zav has personally impacted me through the powerful and effective actions he took to bring thousands of KCCD students to a better life through better programs and programs that provided outreach and encouragement to those who may not have taken the first step to come to college. I know, because I'm a rural EC student as well. And he was amazing, helping with the Finish in 4, the Retention Task Force, the Rural Initiatives Program, the BC Southwest Concept Development, the completed coaching teams. Well, we don't have all day, do we? So I'll just sort of shorten it up, but you need to put this on your website or something so that we can refer to it later. These programs were wonderful. The technology programs that you put out there that made online possible, Starfish and others, it made it really possible for our community, which is largely rural at its heart, to participate and become better workforce people and to look forward to a better life. I myself might not have taken the first step to come here had BC not sent a bus to Shafter. Right, Kyle? Kyle knew me really well. And we came here and we met all these wonderful people and we found out what college was like and signed up. But we needed encouragement. And I'd like to go a little farther and say that I saw the hardest to reach populations completion rate explode during his tenure. And the KCCD thrived during some tough financial times as well. Because not only did those programs, which all of you helped with, give encouragement and reach out to the farthest edges of our community, but it helped us continue to be stronger, even though our college, if you look across the state, is considered not to be a wealthy college. But we are wealthy in students. And we are wealthy in students because we reach out and we encourage them and we help them. And Zav, you are instrumental in that leadership. So, even though you know I did graduate as a speech major from BC, and I did get the Departmental Honors Award, and I probably could go on for a very long time because I have such great training here from BC. I'd like to summarize with, while KCCD will lose Zav's incredible student-centered leadership, we are all going to be stronger version of ourselves because we're going to have a stronger vision and we have more workforce ready students to help us. And his example is a great one for us to aspire to and to follow. He, as a person, which our leadership is built on, is so true, so full of goodwill for others, especially his students. He has amazing energy and genius, technology especially. That is the most precious gift you have bequeathed us as we all try to be great leaders too. Thank you, Sam.
Senator Fuller, thank you so much for your remarks. I'd like to now welcome to the podium the mayor of the city of Bakersfield. Please help me welcome Mayor Go.
Well, good afternoon. And Chancellor Christian, I have your little booster here and I needed a whole lot. The little booster stand. Where are you? Hello, right? Thoughtful, caring, creative, brilliant strategist, determined, passionate, visionary, funny, football enthusiasts. We are BC. This is how your colleagues, students have described you. And I was looking at an old Renegade Rip story, and that's when you were interim president. And this is what you had spoken during that time. This is a place that values and supports you, your interests, and your goals. This is a campus that invigorates students and transforms lives. I encourage you to be active, to connect, to engage, and succeed. And I've translated that a bit today. Zav is a champion of student success and community advancement who values and supports you, your interests, and your goals. His enthusiastic and optimistic leadership invigorates students and transforms lives. Zav motivates you to be active, to connect, to engage, and to succeed. That is you, Zav, a champion of student success and a champion of the advancement of our community. We've seen how you have taken programs, and Senator Fuller was talking about the hardest to reach populations and just helping to advance SOAR, advance Encore, champion of the advancement of our community through partnerships. Amazon, that foundational support of steady employment that we so need, City Serve and Project Higher Up, decreasing homelessness through education, Bakersfield Adult School Job Support, wonderful Industrial Park, Shafter Learning Center, and so many more. Zav, you indeed have created pathways for success. As Senator Fuller was saying, you are a precious gift to our community. And so, Mr. Precious Gift, it is my honor to issue this proclamation. The mayor of the city of Bakersfield, California, has officially proclaimed June 13th, 2024 as Dr. Zav Dadapoy Day in our city in honor of your dedicated service to our community as former Vice President of Student Affairs, interim president of Bakersfield College, and current Deputy Chancellor of Kern Community College District. In recognition of your leadership, integral community engagement, and contributions in academia as educator and administrator, both locally and nationally, in recognition of your efforts to improve college structures and educational practices, and in recognition of your resolute commitment to student success, the growth and development of higher education, and the advancement of our community. Congratulations and best wishes. Mr. Chancellor, may I approach? Thank you.
Gives me honor to place the mayor's stone around you for being such a precious gift.
Mayor Go, thank you, and thank you for your remarks and proclamation as well. We appreciate it so much. I'd like to now welcome Professor Paul Beckworth from Bakersfield College.
All right, good afternoon. So when I started working for Zav 10 years ago, my hair was jet black. My face was clean shaven. My vision was 20/20. Much has changed, but not everything. Zav, I am here for you today, sir. I'm here mainly to make sure your office is cleared out and you are actually retiring. I'm here for you today like you were there for me when you believed in me enough to bring me on as an interim dean and then to make me the director of veteran services. When self-doubt, imposter syndrome, and general exhaustion manifested their ugly heads at me, you, sir, were a steady hand and a reassuring word, casting aside such dispersions. Never once did you belittle me or mock me. When I made mistakes, which was often, you tried to make me better. You're an encourager. Yep, Zav, you're an encourager. Never knowing exactly how heavy your responsibilities were, but knowing enough, it's amazing to me how you still managed to build me up and those around you. You were a good coach, a good mentor, always guiding me to look at the bigger picture. I'm here for you today, the way you were there for me when I almost lost my wife, and you were there for me when I lost my father-in-law. No words can do justice on behalf of my family when I say thank you. The work you took on, the advocate you became on behalf of the Bakersfield College student veteran population will continue for decades to come. From a rundown, I don't think I should say this, but a technically condemned space to the old cafeteria, to the Levinson building, to the current beautiful Vernon Valenzuela Veteran Center. Your imprint is indelible. Veteran specialists from other campuses across the state would ask with barely hidden jealousy, how are you guys doing all that over there? And the answer was simple, we have great leadership. Even after returning to faculty, you were a constant I could depend on, someone I could go to. Through COVID, through the ugly of the past several years, you provided stability. Even when we disagreed on things, we still managed to hug it out in the end. So 10 years later, my hair is now salt and pepper. I have a gray goatee and my vision sucks. Much has changed, and that's okay. I'm a better man for all of it. Not everything has changed, because Zav, to me, you're just always going to be boss, my boss. So, sir, fair winds and following seas. God bless you on the next part of your journey. God bless you, Zav.
Thank you, Professor Beckworth. Our next speaker is Professor Dr. Kimberly Bly, also from Bakersfield College.
All choked up there.
Hi, it's my first time on the board. Not my first time on a ZAB. I wasn't gonna do this. I'm faculty. I've been faculty for 38 years. I chose to be faculty my entire career because I want to be with students and I appreciate what everyone does, but mine are personal stories of what ZAB has made a difference at Bakersfield College. Bridge to BC, you may not know what it is, but it is something that ZAB, Sonia, Nan, and other administrators at the time came to me and said, we heard you have this class that onboards freshmen. I'm like, well, yeah, wrote a class. And they said, well, let's make this a program. So trusting me as a faculty member, which is not always something that people do, because sometimes it's like administrators have to be in charge and everything, but they gave me full empowerment to take on this Bridge to BC. And in 2014, I had 140 students. Last year at 3,000. And it's because I was trusted as a faculty member to just make it happen. So Sonia, Nan, Zav, you know, empowering faculty is so important because we're the ones right there with the students. Zav, I couldn't have done it without you. And you know that. You went through tears with me. You were my friend. But more importantly, you trusted me to take on something that I didn't know I could do. So in 38 years, it's like a bucket list. Not only that, these students that go through Bridge, we follow them so young here. We've tracked every cohort for 10 years. It's our 10-year anniversary. Every cohort for 10 years, including COVID, have twice the retention rates, twice the completion rates, complete math and English in their first year, have 2-year graduation rates twice and 3 times more than any other students who do not attend Bridge. We hit every momentum point. We are an institutionalized program. Zab, when you said a couple of years ago in our strategic planning, and I wasn't there, you didn't ask me. I think my highest was like 2,000. You said, we're going to have 3,500 students. I wanted to come in and knock on your door and go, what are you talking about? I can't do that. But he said, what do you need? What can I do for you? How can I support you? And so Bridge has become me in a classroom to an entire advising team, maintenance and operation, food services, college safety, financial aid, admissions and records, and 25 peer mentors. And I'm here today dressed. I have to go back because I have 100 students. Even this year, in the first 8 days, we've had 650 students. Remember 10 years ago, I had 140 in the whole summer. But the other part that you did that impacts students directly is when AB 705 hit, we were an entire department, 30 years. Didn't come back here. She was there the whole 30 years, sorry. But she's a faculty member now. She's been there from the beginning. And we lost our entire department. But through Nan and Zav and Zonia, they said, well, you're all teachers, like we're all credentialed teachers, basically. Let's build an education program. So we started with 1 education course and 1 degree. Today, we have over 25 courses. We have 2 degrees, one for local for paraprofessionals to teachers, so they have a pathway so they can be employed while they're going through. We have multiple non-credit certificates for both current teachers and upcoming teachers. And, you know, you can't do that as a department if you don't have the leadership supporting you. So those are 2 very specific ways that you can see not just a program, but you're talking over the years, I've had about 10,000 students go through Bridge. So Chancellor, if I can approach, I would like to induct him into the Bridge to BC program for the rest of his life. And I know you have some of these. So may I approach?
Dr. Bly, with pleasure.
I'm still gonna text.
Dr. Blythe, thank you so much. Our final speaker today is the Senior Advisor for the Baccalaureate Degree Program and the California Renewable Energy Laboratory, Liz Roselle.
Thank you. Good afternoon, trustees, Chancellor Bloomberg, Chancellor Christian, and esteemed colleagues. I was asked to roast our prestigious Deputy Chancellor, Zab Databoy. So I ask that you please bear with the teasing tone of my remarks. When I first met Zab, I had difficulty remembering how to pronounce his last name. I think someone, it may be even been Zab, told me to think of it as Databoy. So Zab retirement is a Databoy. I really got to know Zab much better when I became Vice President of Instruction at Bakersfield College while he was Vice President of Student Affairs. It wasn't too long until there was tension in our perspectives, i.e. student support versus instructional integrity, when AB 705 landed in our laps. That was fun. And so I think that is when we started calling each other trouble. Zab, I know I'm not alone in expressing my admiration for your unparalleled commitment to our students. I think of how you tirelessly advocated for student support areas and new technologies like Starfish that would transform how the college interacts with students. I think of your advocacy for dual enrollment and inmate education. And you were like a dog with a bone regarding enrollment management, which sometimes caused trouble for the instructional side. Of course, there are so many other things that you accomplished during your time serving Kern Community College District that I'm not able to outline today. But it is that attitude of service that I will always remember about you, maybe trouble too. It also amazes me how you had the uncanny ability to escape the humiliating retreat activities that Sonia used for team bonding, in particular, the lip sync activity. Although I never mastered your techniques of escape, I will always remember your love for Bakersfield College and your loyalty to the college president, Sonia Christian. Finally, if there's one thing we all know about Zab, it's that his passion for student success is matched only by his passion for the Green Bay Packers and the MAC. I could tolerate the Green Bay Packers mania, but Zab was like a duck out of water with his love of MAC on a PC campus. Zab, your dedication, warmth, and tireless work have touched the lives of countless students and staff. As you step into the well-deserved world of retirement, do not fail. Be retired. Take time to relax, indulge in your hobbies, travel, and sleep more. Zab, you will be missed, but you leave a legacy for those you've inspired. May your retirement be filled with joy, laughter, and amazing experiences. Here's to you, Trouble. Thanks for everything and happy retirement.
Liz, thank you. If we can pause for just a photographic moment, if I could have Zab at the front of the room, please. Chancellor Christian, Board President Corkins, and of course, Chancellor Christian, if you'll join us up here, we would love to take a couple pictures with Zab before we conclude our ceremony.
Free State Chicago Bears.
Didn't know if that was your. Yeah. See if that. She hasn't gone. So she- See.
Trustee Corkins, audience members, I want to thank you so much for being here. That concludes our recognition program for the day.
Thank you, Chancellor. Before we adjourn today, the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor would like to invite you to a retirement reception for Dr. Databoy upstairs in the Oceans Room. And we thank you all for coming today. With that, unless there's a strong feeling for a comment from a trustee, we're done. Anything? We're adjourned.
Oh, yeah.
Executive. That was nice.
Now you will envelope.
I got they asked me. Yeah, that's.